Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Franklin from Couples Talk. On this channel, we talk about love, we talk about relationship, we talk about marriage, and everything in between. If this is your first time of coming to this channel, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that the next time I post a new video, you'll be the first to receive it. Now, in today's video, I want to share with you what I titled, How to Avoid Distance in Your Marriage. Now, this is very important because all over the world today, one of the key things that is destroying a lot of marriages is distance. There are two kinds of distances that I want to talk about. One is when one partner is not physically available. Maybe that partner is somewhere in another nation. Okay? Then the other kind of distance is the one where the both partners are physically available, but at the same time, there is distance in their midst. So how do you avoid distance? Now, before we even dive into avoiding distance, let us take a look at what distance does to a marriage. In the first place, distance pose a huge danger for this thing called marriage. The reason is because when there is distance, love begins to wear out. When there is distance, care begins to wear out. When there is distance, that marriage is dying slowly. Even if the both of them may be together, as long as distance is there, the marriage will die slowly. And so for that reason, it is of great importance that we avoid anything distant. Now, I know that there are times when it is just not possible to avoid. I mean, I've had such an experience before where I needed to travel, and when I traveled, we just couldn't help it. So for a space of 3 months, me and my wife were apart. But guess what? Those 3 months, it wasn't fun at all. It wasn't funny at all, I'm telling you. It was one of the most difficult period. But by the grace of God, we were able to overcome it, which was a very good thing. But then, after that very episode, I told myself, this is not actually the right thing to do. So the question is, how do you avoid distance? Number one, any circumstances that will lead to one partner going far from the other partner should be closely reviewed. I know that there are some that you just may not be able to do anything about it, but as much as you can, avoid it. As much as you can. There are times when partners decide to go, one partner may decide to go elsewhere, maybe for greener pasture or something, But you see, another thing to consider here is if such move has to be made, then it is of great importance that, the duration should be put into consideration. It shouldn't take more than a certain amount of time. Any distance that begins to cross 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it is very dangerous for that marriage. And so for that reason, it has to be avoided. Of course, there are times when, you may just not be able to avoid it. I get it. But my point is, do everything you can to avoid separation. It's not a good thing. Avoid separation. At most, the both of you should undertake that journey. You might say, but sir, we are just not able to control it. You can. Remember, your marriage is at stake. Your marriage is at stake. The lives of your children is at stake here. Your emotions is at stake here. And so for that reason, you've got to be wise. You've got to be wise. So avoid anything that will any circumstances that will create distance in your midst. That's number one. Number two, improve communication. This one now, it's so important for couples who are living together but yet they have distance in their midst. I mean, this happens again and again. We've seen couples where, they are together but there is a huge distance in their midst. If that distance is going to be fixed, if that issue is going to be fixed, then the both partner, they've got to improve. You've got to improve communication, which means talk more, get to relate with each other, whatever it is that is the problem. When you begin to do this, it will go a long way to help. One of the reasons, partners are together but yet they are apart is the lack of communication. I cannot stress this enough. Communication is so important in marriage, because in the process of communication, you are able to, relate with each other, whatever issues that is a concern. And this goes a long way to heal the marriage. So communication has to be improved. Communication has to be improved. Number three, if distance is going to be avoided, the couple should do things together more often. For example, watch movies together, take baths together, do things more often, go out together, take a walk together. You want to go for gym or you want to go for a walk, the both of you should do it together. In most cases, as a husband, you can even be in the kitchen when your wife is cooking. Now, I don't do this often. I do it sometimes, but it's not something that I do often. But there are several other things that I do with my wife that, helps our relationship. You see that now? So learn to do things together. Watch movies together. Go for that walk together. Go for swimming together. In most cases, go out together. It's not every day you have to eat in the house. There are times when the both of you could just go out, on a dinner. Go out on a date. Something I discovered, most married couples, they believe that dates are for people who are still dating. But the truth is, dating does not expire. As long as you and your partner is concerned, you must learn to have days when you decide and say, okay, we want to go out on a date on a particular day. The both of you go out and you just have some good times. Doing things together, hear me, it will go a very long way to nurture your relationship. It will go a very long way to refresh your relationship. Because in the process, you are able to, address certain pain points. You are able to address certain matters that has been of concern. I mean, there is no limit to what, doing things together can do in your marriage. I'm telling you. There are times when you should go out together. Go for movies together. Don't say, oh, I'm not a movie person. Don't say, oh, I'm so busy. In your busy schedule, as a man or as a woman, create time for this. You may not understand this, but I'm telling you, this goes a long way to destroy the issue of distance. Finally, there are a whole lot more, but I don't want to make this video so long. Finally, if you want to work on, this issue of distance, learn to pray together. It's very important. I don't know how to stress this. Learn to pray together. There's something about praying together. Something I discovered is that when couples have lived together for so long, they get to that point where even to pray together becomes a problem. The man says, my timing is different from the woman's timing, so we're not able to. No. I don't dispute the fact that such issues could be there, but from time to time, learn to come together and say, let us pray. It could be for 10 minutes, it could be for 15 minutes, it could be for 30 minutes, or even for an hour. But learn to join your hands to pray together. There is something about it. There is something about the two of you holding hands together. It brings a certain kind of unity in your union. So I want to encourage you to do this. Watch out. Is there a distance in between you and your partner right now? Is there distance in your marriage? Watch out for it and look for ways in which you can fix it. Stop giving excuses. The purpose of marriage, one of the purposes of marriage, is for companionship. The very moment you begin to take away companionship from your union, you know what you're doing? You're strangling your marriage. And it won't take long for that marriage to fall apart. So be mindful of this and be wise in your dealings. It will go a very long way to help you. So that'll be all for this video. There are a whole lot of other things that are there, but I just felt these few things are so important that needs to be worked on. If you have any other one that you've thought about, put it in the comment box. I want to hear from you. What are those things you think could cause distance in marriages, and how can it be fixed? If you've gained value from this video, please don't forget to like the video. It will help the video to reach out to someone else. And don't forget to share, and most importantly, subscribe if you haven't done so. Join the family. I can't wait to have you here and share most of the things that God has taught me and my wife over the years with you. So that'll be all for now. I will see you in the next video. Until then, God bless you.